If you're watching this, there is a good chance you've already blown a prop firm challenge. One bad session, hit max drawdown, account gone. Back to square one. Then you check Instagram and feels like everyone else got the cheat code. Constant payout proof. New funded accounts every week. But here's what nobody tells you. Around 90% of traders will never see a payout. And it's not because they lack trading skill, it's because the whole system is a psychological trap designed to make you fail. Most traders treat these challenges like a trading test, but while you're stressing over a target, the firm is quietly profiting from a business model you were never meant to see. Before I figured this out, I lost $1,200 bleeding challenge fees. Now I manage over $400,000 in funded capital. I'm going to show you how this business really works, why the odds are stacked against you, and exactly how I flipped the system to trade for a living. Let's get into it. Start with a moment that should feel strange, but never does. You pay a company a few $100s, you pass a test, and suddenly they let you trade $100,000 of their money and keep most of the profit. No credit check, no collateral, they've never met you. On paper, that offer is insane, and some part of you already knows it. So most traders land on one of two explanations. Either it's basically charity, which it obviously isn't, or the whole thing is a scam, which, stay with me, is only half true. The real answer is the one that actually matters to you. Prop firms run one of the most profitable business models in finance, and almost nobody trading these accounts understands how it works. That gap between what you think you're doing and what's really happening is the exact reason you keep losing. Now, I'm assuming most of you already know how prop firms work. If you're completely new, check out my beginner video linked below on how to make money with them. So let's jump straight to the question that unlocks everything. If these offers sound too generous, where does the money actually come from? Here's the first thing hiding in plain sight. You are not the customer buying a shot at capital. You are the product, and the challenge fee is what they are selling. When you buy a challenge, you pay upfront. Approximate numbers, around $100 for a $10,000 account, $250 for 25K, and around $500 for 100K. It feels small next to the capital you're chasing. That's the point. Now, the math no sales page will show you. Roughly 9 out of 10 traders never get funded. Picture 1,000 traders buying a $100,000 challenge at $500 each. That's $500,000 collected before a single trade is ever funded. If 90% fail, the firm keeps almost out of it without ever risking a single dollar of real capital. You weren't the trader in that story, you were the revenue. So why do 90% of us fail? Look at a typical setup, a 7% profit target, but a 4% max daily loss and an 8% overall drawdown. Read that gap again. You have to make 7%, but one bad session down 4% wipes you out. That spread is a psychological trap. You over-leverage to smash the target fast, hit one bad trade, and bridge the wall long before reaching the goal. The challenge was never testing your trading skill. It was testing whether your discipline survives a target and ticking clock at the same time. It gets worse because traders who fail rarely walk away. You reset, you buy another, you retry. The same trader drops 500, 1000 or 1500 in fees before ever touching a payout. I know, because that was me. Before I understand any of this, I burnt around $1,200 across 6 failed challenges. I thought I was a bad trader. I wasn't. I was just funding a business and calling it bad luck. This is the casino you can feel but could never name. The house edge isn't rigged software, it's your own psychology, and they are charging you $500 a spin. Which raises the obvious question: if the money comes from people failing, why would a firm ever pay a winner at all? That's where the second trap lives. Two things flip the game once you're funded, and most traders never hear either one. First, where your trades actually go. On most prop firms, you are not on the live market. You're trading a simulation, a demo. Funded usually means the firm tracks your performance and pays you out of its own revenue when you profit. Not that your orders move real money on real exchange. Hold on to that, because it really changes everything about who you're really up against. It means the firm is the other side of your trade. If you lose on a funded account and plenty of funded traders still lose, they owe you nothing and you're often gone. If you win, they pay you out of the fee pool. So to a certain kind of firm, a losing funded trader is profit and a winning funded trader is a bill they'd rather not pay. Now sit with that, because it's the uncomfortable part. If you're winning costs them money, some firms are quietly built to make sure you don't win. And that's where the single most important distinction in this whole video comes in. Two firms can look identical identical on the outside but run opposite models underneath. Remember, on most prop firms, you're trading a simulation. You aren't moving real market money. That means, by default, it's you versus the firm. A trap firm relies entirely on that simulation. Since your payout comes straight out of their pocket, your profit is a direct financial loss for them. So they play dirty, widening spreads during high volatility to hunt your stop loss, or burying restrictive clauses in the fine print just to deny your withdrawal when you win. To them, a profitable trader is just an expense they want to avoid. Now, a real firm operates on a completely different logic. First, let's be real about capital. When a firm gives you $100,000 account, they aren't risking $100,000 of real cash. Their actual risk is strictly capped at your drawdown limit, around 8 or 10%. They use leverage to give you the $100,000 buying power while keeping their money safe. So how do they actually profit when you win? Simple, they copy your trades on the live market. Once you prove you're consistent, a good firm mirrors your orders on real exchanges. And this is where it gets interesting. Say you generate a $10,000 payout. Because the firm replicated your trades in real time, they made that exact same $10,000 on the real market. They pay you your share, $9,000, and keep their 10% profit split, which is $1,000 straight into their pocket. Your payout didn't cost them a single cent. In fact, you just made them money. You're no longer a bet they made against your profit-generating asset. That is the single biggest difference. A trap firm needs you to lose to survive. A real firm turns your winning trades into their business model. So how do you actually move out of the 90% and join the 10%? It is simpler and much more boring than you think. The secret is aligning your risk strictly with your max drawdown limit. You're not trained to hit a home run. You are aiming for small, controlled gains of under 1% per day that slowly build up to the target. This is the exact reason rules like the 25% consistency rule exist. Prop firms do not want gamblers slapping massive lot size on gold at the US Open praying to hit 4% in a single session. To a serious prop firm, that is not skill, it is a huge red flag. When you stack small, consistent wins, you prove two things: rock-solid risk management and emotional control that immediately puts you in their high potential bucket. Instead of viewing you as a liability, the firm wants you on their team. They stop betting against you, give you access to real funded capital, and copy your trades directly onto the live market. When I finally passed my challenges, I dropped my risk to 0.4% per trade and took just 1 or 2 setups a day. Playing it slow does not just save your account, it proves to the firm that you are worth betting on. Here's the real problem. Even with a solid risk management, you still need a strategy adapted to the challenge rules. Many traders actually have what it takes to manage a funded account. The real bottleneck is the evaluation itself. You are forced to hit a strict profit target under a deadline, and that single constraint is what breaks most traders. Think about how different it is once you are actually funded. On a $100,000 account, making just 2% nets you $2,000. Scale that up across accounts to $400,000 in funded capital, and that same 2% return turns into $8,000. Once you are funded, you do not need huge gains. You can aim for tiny, low-risk profit and still pull in serious money. Passing the challenge is by far the hardest hurdle of the entire process. That is exactly why we created Fast Funded. Since passing the evaluation is the real hurdle, our team handles it for you using our own structured methodology. Here is how it works. You buy the prop firm challenge of your choice and hand the account to our team. Our professional traders pass the evaluation for you in 5 to 6 days. You do not pay us a single dollar until the prop firm sends you the official email confirming your pass. If we fail, you owe us nothing and we refund you the cost of your challenge fee. We put our own skin in the game right next to yours. In simple terms, we lift you out of the 90% and place you directly into the 10% on a firm that actually pays without you ever dealing with the pressure of hitting that initial target. Once I understood how this business actually works, I stopped playing their casino game and started playing my own. My first real payout was just $182. It was not life-changing money, but for the first time in over a year, capital was moving in the right direction, out of the prop firm and straight into my bank account. After 6 failed challenges and $1,200 burnt in fees, that small payout meant everything. Today, that has grown into over $400,000 in funded capital with weekly payouts. Here is the bottom line. You keep failing challenges not because you lack talent, but because the target constraint under a deadline is designed to test your emotion, break your discipline, and charge you to try again. And even when funded, the wrong firm is set up to you never actually cash out. The way out is not more screen time or taking higher risk. It is under standing the game, keeping your risk tiny on a firm that actually mirrors your trade, or letting professionals handle the challenge pressure for you. Either way, the moment you see the model clearly, you stop being the product and start getting paid. If you want the exact firms I trust, the risk setting I use, or a way to skip the evaluation phase that breaks most traders, check out the links in the description below. Come say hello and I will see you on the other side.